recording now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay, so till now, what we have done is we have imported four data sets. Uh, Calendar lookup we have created. We have calendar lookup, we have customer lookup, we have product lookup, and sales, right? So we have uh, four data sets imported in this. Today, what we are going to do mostly, few few questions. First of all, I'll discuss few concepts, import one or two data sets. Not do that much of transformation, little bit of transformation we will discuss. Then I'll ask like few questions to you guys, and then there will be few questions uh, y- which we have to solve. So maybe I'll read out the question and you guys can tell me like how to do that. Uh, and then once that is done, maybe like what we can, so one part will be completed, which is connecting and shaping data, that will be completed, and then we will start with creating table relationship and data model. So talk, we will like I'll talk about what is a data model and all those things, right? So to start with, what I will do is let me quickly go here and do few of the transformations. So when you come here, if I go to calendar lookup, right, what I see is the dates are in written in as 01 January 2016. So what we can do is we can change it to short date also, which will look more cleaner, right? So I was talking that if you have not done it in the query editor pane, you could do it here also. I'll show you like how can you change any of the data type here also. So whichever column you want to change the data type, what you can do is you can select that column. As soon as you select, a column tools will appear. Under this you can go to format, and in the format you will go to short date, right? So it will be 14032001. Right now it's 01 January 26, which is like long date. So to look it cleaner, maybe we can select short date. So this is how it will look. So as soon as you select that, it will change to this, right? So I'll do the same thing for all the columns one by one. And so this is one of the transformation, like anything you can do under formatting over here also, that will work. The same thing I wanted to do under sales table. There are few columns, order date and stock date, that is there. I'll convert again these also to the short date. Okay. And now there are few other formattings that I wanted to show you guys. So if I go to product lookup, right? So in the right side, we have something called product cost, product price, product discount. So just wanted to change it to currency, right? Right now the formatting is it's in decimal places, but right now the formatting is general. If you see here, but these are actually cost or price. So we can change it to dollars. So I'll go here under currency. It will be changed as dollar, right? Can go here, select currency. Under currency, if you select, you have like option here under drop down which one to select. Right now it's dollar English United States, right? That is selected from here, so no need to actually do it. And then for discount price also, what we will do, we will make it currency and change this. This one is dollar US only. So no need to worry, right? So I think we are good here. Then I'll talk about like few data categories that you see here, right? There is something called data category uncategorized, right? So in this data category has something called um, uh, in here you can select like you can make the column uh, change it to geography. By geography, I mean the like state, or you can change it to country, region, like that. So once you will select that, that icon will come over here. So for any of the uh, geographical locations, you actually use data category to categorize that particular column as certain locations, right? So since we don't have any data sets over here for location uh, right now, so that's why it's showing me uncategorized or only to latitude, longitude, right? But if we pull some territory uh, table or data, then it will have values over here. So I'll show you that. Let me quickly pull one of the data sets. So I'll go to get data, connect to one of the CSV, extra CSV. I am selecting territories CSV. A very clean data set, only 10 rows, 4 columns in which you have sales territory, key region, country, and continent. I will transform data. Still, instead of loading, we will transform it because in the query editor, we just want to see once everything is looking fine or not, and then change the name of the table. So whenever you will load any of the data set, always have like click on transform and just uh, do those two things that we discussed, change the name if you need it, and look across like all the data types if it's making sense or not. AW territories, and I'll call this table as lookup since this is this does not has any uh, numerical field or any data related values. This will only act as lookup table. So that's why I have named it as AW territories lookup. Now looks like the data type is correct. So no major transformation we will do here in this query editor. Uh, we will close and apply. So this particular table will be loaded into your desktop. You can see it here in the field section. So AW territories lookup has come up here. Now I was discussing about the data category, right? So here, if you go to territories lookup, right, and click on continent, what will happen? Here you can see that under data category, you have certain options like address, place, city, country, all those things, right? So what does it mean is whenever you will create a chart in this uh, view, right? Report view. Uh, there is one chart which is related to location, like which is a map. Somebody dropped off. So, so whenever you will create a chart which is geographical, like map. You will select a visualization which is map. So in that case, uh, if you will take country or continent or any of these, what will happen? It will show you like different continent or countries. So most of the time it works, but the best practice is I will categorize these. Right now it's not categorized as geography, right? So under data category, you can categorize that these values are countries values, right? So that is the best practice, right? So you can select country, and under data category, you have here option to define this column as country. So as soon as you select country, what will happen, you see here at the right side there is a small icon that comes over here which shows that this particular field is location related, like geography related, right? Similarly, you can do the same thing for continent. You have North America, Europe, Pacific. You can categorize this one as continent. So you have all those values: country, continent, city, place, address, all those things, right? So, sorry, I did it country. I have to do it continent, right? This is
So
continent.
you already have one continent column.
Uh, I have country column and this is continent column. So we have in total four columns
Oh,
in data set, which is territory key, region, country, and continent. So I have tagged this as country, data category as country, and this one as continent, right?
yes.
Under region, if you go, uh, you don't see anything here, right? Uh, and also, this reason column that you see here, this is custom generated. By custom generated, I mean like we have, this is custom defined. We have written this. This is something that is not standard mapping. There is no standard mapping syntax here in region column. That's why we will not define data category for this particular column. Hence, no need to use any of the data category. We are good with country and continent. So that's how, like, you have actually defined two of the data, two column as country and continent in data category, and hence under field section right side you see that for these two columns there is small icon of geography that has come. That means these two column belongs to geographical data, right? So uh, that is done, and then the last thing I'll discuss is uh, hierarchy, right? So what is hierarchy? Hierarchy is treated as a, like, hierarchy can be treated as a single item in tables and reports. Right now, what happens is if you see under territories lookup, you have continent, country, region, multiple columns, right? So what you can do is instead of having like three different fields, what you can do, you can create a hierarchy in which you will have one in which you have one column and all these three fields. So once you pull that particular column, one that particular field into your value pane, all the three columns will be pulled, and that will help you to drill down and drill up also. So that's why sometimes hierarchy is important. It, instead of pulling three different fields in this case, and then you can create hierarchy under calendar lookup also, like all the date, month, year, week, everything you can create in one, and instead of pulling like separate uh, column every time, you can pull that column and everything will be there. Keep whatever you want to have and remove the others. So hierarchy sometimes is keep comes handy when working. So that's why, like, there's one concept of creating hierarchy. I'll show you like how to create hierarchy, right? So basically the purpose of hierarchy is it will combine multiple columns into one, and it will allow you to drill up or drill down through different levels, right? And the the benefit of hierarchy is instead of pulling multiple columns in your visualization fields values, you will pull only one, which will make it easier to actually work in the visualize, like while visualizing your data, right? So how to do that? Under, let's say I want to create a hierarchy for territories, and hierarchy will be created uh, where you have like which makes sense, right? Uh, how here in this case for each country, right? We have sorry, for each territory we have continent, country, and region, right? So for each continent uh, we will have country and then we will have region inside this, right? Let me quickly check. Correct. So if you see continent is North America, and under each continent you have various countries like US, Canada, and under each country you have various regions like Northeast, Central, Southwest. So the biggest hierarchy is continent. Under this you have multiple countries, and under this you have multiple regions. So of that makes sense to create a hierarchy, right? So what I will do, I will right click, and then here you see there is an option called create hierarchy, right? I'll click on this. There you see there is something called continent hierarchy created, right? I will make this, I will rename this one as territory hierarchy. Oops, sorry, spelling. Territory hierarchy. So if you open this, you see there is something called continent, and then you can add other columns also, like country. So whichever columns you want to add under hierarchy, what you will do, you will right click on that particular column. Then there's something called add to hierarchy. You will go here and select, like you wanted this column to add it to territory hierarchy. So you have country, continent, same thing you can do for region. So this is a hierarchy that has been created, wherein instead of pulling continent, country, region separately, what you can do in your visualization pane, you can pull territory hierarchy and all these three columns will be pulled, which will make easier for you guys to visualize everything. So we will talk about this when we will work on the visualization, but this is one of the things that can be done or that people do whenever needed, right? So with this, like we have finished data shaping and relationship uh, part. Uh, and now we will be talking about creating table, relationship, and data model. But if you see, we have here like five data sets, although we have like more number of data sets, and which has not been included here. So there are few questions that now I will ask you guys, and maybe you can like first few objective type of question, and then there are few questions in which you need to connect to data set and then uh, do few transformations. So I'll quickly keep on asking and you guys can tell me like how to do it, right? Any questions till now?
I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So when you actually went in there and did go back to where you were.
Yeah.
So right there, like right in front of the continent, you put that globe sign, like that shows you that this is a territory or a region sort of data, and then you
Mm.
have in front of that the category. So how is that going to help us, or is that even really any importance whenever we're actually creating the report? Is it important that we go back in there and change it and make it to that? Will that help us in any way? Um, shape or way, just making the report easy. How does that help? Or can we go without doing it? I just want to understand the logic behind it, like having changing that the categories into just having those little logos or signs in front of them.
Yeah, sure. So basically
Did
what
you
happens
understand my
is,
question? Mm-hmm.
yeah, I understood. Yeah, so basically what happens is, first of all, this is not mandatory to actually categorize data. right? Here data category, under data category, this is not mandatory to categorize it to country or continent. Most of the times what happens is whenever you will create a map visualization and pull some column, it will treat that column as the location and it will show you on the map, right? So 90% time, 99% time it will work, but the best practice is to, if it is a location column, then from our end, if you can categorize it under data category, that is good, that is a good practice, right? And
Okay.
as soon as you categorize it, it will start appearing, this icon will start appearing over here,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
uh okay, any, like, did I answer your question?
You did. You absolutely did. Yes. Thank
Okay,
you.
no problem. So I think now, any more questions, anyone? Okay, so looks like we are good. So I'll quickly ask few of the questions to you guys, whatever we have discussed till now, and then we will solve few questions. I'll ask you guys, you can tell me like how to do it, and then we will wrap up this session. So this is the first question. Which three tabs in the query editor contain data shipping and transformation tools? These are the four options. You guys can tell me like which is the correct answer.
The first one.
Transform.
Home, home, transform, and add column. What about you, Hanan and Aklilu? What do you guys think?
Transform.
Which one?
Oh. Out of okay. So which tabs and which? Okay. Home transform. Home transform. The first one, home transform add column.
Okay, and Aklilu, what do you think? Which will be the answer?
Transform, load, and add column.
Second
Yeah.
option for you?
Yeah, no, the first the first one. Transform, add
Yes,
column.
correct. So this one is, we have discussed multiple times, right? The answer is first. So which three tabs in the query editor contain data shaping and transformation tools, right? So we have discussed that transform and add column. So you guys were correct about transform and add column. I don't know, Aklilu, you got confused under home and load, but we don't have that load over here. I can show you quickly so that like you guys remember. If I hit transform data, you have three tabs over here, right? Home, transform, and add column. We don't have any load over here, right? Under home, we have multiple options that we have discussed, right? These keep rows, remove rows, and all these. So these are the three tabs used for transformation during under query editor, right? So the answer is first. Then we have second question, which is the true or false. The query editor transform tools override the existing values in a column. Is it true statement or a false statement? Like one by one, you guys can answer me, whatever you think.
The grid and transform.
It's false.
It's false.
False for Aklilu and City. What about you, Henan?
Um, that that's a little bit of a trick question for me, but from what I understand, I mean, the
I think
transform
I would
tools
say
overwrite the
true,
existing
or I
values.
would
It
say
can
true.
be true. And for example, if you don't use the add column and you just go in there and try to transform without adding a column, then yes, it will transform and rewrite the values.
I would say
It
true
it
too.
will change the existing column because
Yes.
you're not. Yeah, so that's what I understand, but it depends. So you get what
Yeah.
I'm where I'm going with this, right? Yeah. So if it can change it, so it can be a true answer. It
It's a
all
true
depends.
answer,
So I want to
and
say it does true.
Okay.
I would say
So,
true too. I changed my mind.
okay.
I would
Okay.
say true.
So, uh, correct. You guys are correct. Aklilu, the answer is true. Why? Because as Hanan explained, and this can be true is not the correct answer. This is true because every time you do any of the transformation under transform tab, it will override because it will not add any column. This is something that we have discussed, right? So this question
Right.
is 100% true because what they are asking is the query editor transform tools override the existing values in a column. This is correct. Why? Because whenever any operation you will do under transform, right, it will change it in the same column. It will not add anything. It will transform on the existing column itself. So that's why it's true statement, right? Then the
Um,
third question. Aklilu, do you have any question?
no. I
Okay,
understand.
good. Question number 3, again true or false. Statistic tools are accessible from the add column tab in the query editor. Do you
True.
guys remember statistic tools?
Yes. True.
That's,
What what
that's,
what what all do we have under statistics?
that's a summation.
Standard.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay. So, Hanan, do you remember? Or else I
That's
can
why
quickly.
I'm quiet because I don't honestly remember. That's why I got quiet.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So we were talking about the statistic column, and these columns are under here, right? Number
You're not
column.
telling me something.
So if you go here under add column, you see
The screen is not telling me.
it's grayed out, right? It's not available. So under statistics, what all do we have? We have sum, minimum, maximum, standard deviation, count, and all these. So do you remember in one lecture what we discussed? We discussed that all these values, statistics is something which is used to explore the data, and this is, see, as soon as I hit
Are you
standard
showing us
deviation,
the screen?
it gave me one value, right?
Miha, are
What?
you showing us anything? You're not looking at your screen. Are you sharing anything? Are you showing us anything? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, yes, I was showing.
Oh
Are
yeah,
you
it
not
wasn't
able to?
showing. No, it was only the PowerPoint earlier, but no, we see it now.
Okay, okay, fine. So what I'm saying is, if you see here, under transform, you have something called number column in which you have statistic, standard,
Mhm.
and scientific, right? But as soon as you go to add column under number, you have statistic that is grayed out. You can't actually select statistics column. Why? Because uh, what all values are under statistic, you have some, minimum, maximum, all these. So in one of the lecture, you remember we discussed that these are the options which is used to explore the data and not actually do any of the transformations, right? So as soon as you hit, let's say you select product price, right, and you select sum. So what it will give, it will give one value over here, that total price of all the products is 29330 or something like that, right? So this is just for our purpose to understand. This is used for exploratory analysis and not anything else, and hence you will not see these values under add column, at least statistics value. This will only be appear under transform column, sorry, transform tab, and not add column tab,
Okay.
right? Is it clear to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah. So when talking about this question, statistic tools are accessible from the add column tab in the query editor. Is it true or false?
It's false now.
Yes. Aklilu, are you getting it?
yeah, it's false.
Mm.
Okay. Okay, City, you are good, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Then the fourth question is, in which scenario would the trim tool be most helpful? First option is when you want to, first of all, tell me when do we use trim? Do you guys remember?
I don't think you've covered it.
Yes,
Okay,
she did.
let
But
me.
I have an idea.
Okay, do you have any idea? Maybe I have not covered it in the class, but we can discuss it right now. So, do you know what does trim does?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, can anyone of you tell me?
we use trim to eliminate some words or to eliminate
Uh,
what
Okay, so then I will talk about it if I have not covered. So basically there are two things, right? There's something called extract that we have discussed over here, which what it will do, it will extract few characters from your data set, maybe before some delimiter, after some delimiter, first, last, all these characters, right? But trim is something wherein you will remove any of the trailing or leading space, right? So show you. Uh, uh, I'm not getting that option here. Let me check. Okay, I'm not getting option over here, but there is one option called trim.
so do you have to go to extract or no?
No, 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 not extract. Under extract, you won't be having replace values, fill pivot column. This is move. Okay, let's try and convert to list. Yeah, under format. Yep. So under format, we have something called trim, right? We have covered lowercase, uppercase, capitalize each value, but we had not covered trim over here, right? So what does trim means? Lowercase, uppercase, all these guys, you guys know, right? Converting it to lowercase, capitalizing each word and all these. Trim is something which will remove leading or trailing white space from each cell in the selected column. See, it's actually showing it over here also once I pull my cursor to that, right? So, what does it mean? Let's say in one of the cells, if you have some space, then or let's say pick product name, right? So let's say you have Sport 100 helmet red, and then some space over here, right? Which you don't want. You only want product name, right? You don't want any space after these or any space before this AWC logo cap or anything in any of the cells. If you want to remove spaces from the start or the end, you use trim button to remove all the extra spaces. By extra space, I don't mean space between 100 or helmet. This is within the word. By extra space, I mean any leading or trailing space. By leading or trailing, I mean after the word, if you have any extra space, that will be deleted. And before starting any of the word, if there is some extra space, it will delete it. And you can apply trim in any of the columns, in numerical columns also. Like if let's say you have space 214 and then space in the back end, let's say the data is not clean or anything, it will trim all the leading and trailing space. So trim is used for removing leading or trailing spaces. Okay. So the question was, in which scenario would the trim tool be most useful? When you want to reduce the length of a text string. Is it correct?
No,
No.
When you want to remove a fixed number of characters from the end of a string.
no,
When you want to remove a variable number of characters from the end of a string. Yeah.
no. Yeah? When you want
No,
to
no,
remove
no, no,
it.
no, no,
No.
not. Yeah, this is not the correct answer.
Okay.
You said it right. This is not the correct answer. The fourth is when you want to make sure that your text doesn't have leading or trailing spaces. So
Yes.
this
That's
is the
it.
correct answer. Yeah. And then when you want to remove spaces between words in a string, this is not the right answer. So the
No.
correct answer is the fourth one. Right? Trim is useful to remove leading or trailing spaces. Then we have fifth question. Which of the following date tools is only available in the transform tab of the query editor? Age, month, quarter, day, latest. So date tools, which one is available in only transform tab? So in transform tab, basically you need to is done to understand like you can do all these things also in transform, but in transform you can have latest option which is not available in add column, because it will only show you like what is the latest date for you. This one is something we have discussed also. So if you go to the some date field, let's say I will go to calendar lookup, right? And here, if you go to transform and date, right? You see there is something called earliest and latest, and then all these year, month, date, quarter, uh, right? Under add column, if you go, that earliest and latest is highlighted. Why? Because if you go here and select latest, let's say what it will show, it will just show you like what is the latest date available in this data set, this column, right? So this is something which is exploratory, and this is not available in add column option, add column tab, sorry. So the answer for this question is latest. All these are available in transform, but transform and add column, but latest is an option which is only available in transform column, transform tab. I don't know why I tell column every time. Yeah, so it's only available in the transform tab and not the add column tab, right? Any question?
So the word latest is not under the date tool. Is that right? Under the transform tab, I mean.
Yes. The
Okay.
latest is only under the transform tab and not under add column tab, because this is used for exploratory analysis. Just now I showed you, right? If you go to transform and select date, you will see you have earliest and latest over here at the bottom. But if you go to add column and then select date, you see this one is grayed out, earliest, latest
Okay.
at the bottom. Yeah. So the question is, which of the following date tools is only available in transform tab? So the answer is latest. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Others? City, Aklilu?
Yes.
Good. Yes.
Okay. The sixth question is, merging queries make tables wider by adding columns, and appending queries make tables taller by adding rows. Is it true or false statement?
True.
True.
This is
Aklilu?
false.
This is false.
Yeah.
I
So what
mean,
happens? So what happens in merging queries?
It's duplicate.
merging.
It's not.
Okay, Aklilu, you go ahead. You tell me, like, what happens in merging and what happens in appending?
Appendix doesn't add rows,
Okay,
Mhm.
and
and
merging?
imagine duplicating, and it's gonna add rows.
Merge will add rows, and appending?
Uh, no, appendix doesn't. Appendix add column. It's not row.
May I try?
Yeah, you can, but Akililu, you are actually missing the point. Okay, who told? City or Hanan?
I I think I said I wanted to go. I don't know. Suki, did you want to go?
Yeah. No,
Okay,
you go, Hannah.
okay, Hanan, go ahead. Yeah. Go.
So my understanding is that appending does not add the columns because it's the same columns that we're basically just working with the tables that have the same structure. So the columns don't get added or increase. It's the rows that will increase because we're adding um, you know, different tables together. So the rows will increase, not the
Mm-hmm,
columns when we're appending. With
mm-hmm,
with merging, um,
mm-hmm,
it's the columns will increase as well, and that's why we sometimes have duplications of data.
mm-hmm,
The columns will also increase because we're merging two or multiple tables together, and some columns are more on one table than the other. So all of that is adding. So I think it's the very opposite of what they're doing. One actually increased the appending increases the rows, and then the merging will increase the columns.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. This is what happens. Akalilu, is it clear? Like exactly, she has explained. Merging, what merging does is merging is used for joining multiple tables, right? The purpose of merging is creating like merging two or more tables and pull few of the columns from other tables. So hence, when we do merging, more columns are added in the existing table. But when we do appending, one like multiple uh, data tables basically get appended below each other, and hence it will add rows, it will make the table taller, right? And the when we do appending, when we have like same type of data in multiple tables, as in our case we had sales data 2017 in separate table, sales data 2016 in separate table, sales data 2015 in separate table. So hence we did we used appending option, we did appending, and we appended all the three tables and created one table. But the condition is the data is structure, and the column number of columns, like the data structure and the data type of each of the columns should be same in all the tables uh, which you want to append, right? So the end the final thing is merging basically makes the table wider by adding columns, and appending appends like each of the tables below one another. Basically appending is stacking, you are stacking multiple things below one another, and hence it will increase the rows, but the number of columns will remain same in appending. Is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so the answer is true in this case, right?
Mhm.
uh City, is it clear to you?
Yes, yes, it's very clear.
Okay. Then the next question is, which type of column would you add to create a series of values that uniquely identify each row?
Index.
Yes. Anyone else?
As index.
Yes. Hanan, do you remember?
Which type of columns would you add to create a series of values that uniquely identify each row? Yeah, I wasn't clear on this one, but okay, it's index.
Yes, index. And this is what we have discussed also. So you remember the in last class only, I think we had created an index column in which there was option to start from 0 or 1. There is something called
Yeah,
under add
yeah,
column. We have from 0, from 1. So it will just give you sequential value to uniquely identify each row, right? So the answer is index in this case, right?
okay,
So if you want to create a series of values that uniquely identify each row, then you can go to index option and then create it. We call that column as index column. Okay, so I think, yeah, these were the questions. Just wanted to refresh memory of you guys. Now, these are the questions that we need to actually solve. So, just wanted to know, like, did you guys have already, have you guys created any of the, like, whatever we have discussed, have you tried doing it from your end, or you guys have not done it yet?
I haven't done it yet.
Anyone else has done it?
I tried. I tried,
Okay.
but did you upload the
I'm not sure about
video on the
uploading the
Saturday?
video.
That
Yeah, I'm not sure. I need to check with Ravi. But if it's not uploaded, I will upload it. Like I will ask him to upload it, uh, the video. So have you started or like not yet?
yes, yes, I
Okay.
did.
So
Okay.
where do we
But
get the data sets from again? I'm sorry.
sorry.
For the data sets that you shared, that you said you would share, where do we get access to those? Did you guys
Data
email
set I have
them?
sent to you guys on the
Yeah,
email.
she emailed us already.
Okay, I don't know which.
Your mail ID, you can check later on. Okay. Okay, so for now, these are the four questions, in fact, five questions that we need to do. So quickly, what we will do is we will just see and you guys can tell me what I have to do and then I'll quickly do that, right? So create new queries to connect to the adventure work product categories and adventure work product subcategories files from the resource. Name your queries like these and confirm that headers have been promoted, right? So what I want you guys to do it on your own so that it's easier for you guys to discuss. So I'm just thinking like, should I discuss this now or should I ask you guys to do it from your end and then maybe you guys can tell me what to do and then I'll keep on doing here because we will need these for our next lecture, right? So basically what they are saying is they want to create they want to actually create new query AW product category lookup and AW product subcategory lookup, right? So I will go here, home, only close and not apply. Okay, so now we have like how many? Five data sets, right? I'll quickly pull the other category and subcategory. That's what they have asked, right? Name your create new queries to connect to your product categories and product subcategories files, right? So I will quickly go under text CSV, connect product categories. We have two category, product category 1, 2, 3, 4, category name, bikes, components, clothing, accessories, transform data. And then I'll name it as AW, what they want, AW product category lookup, right? Sorry. Uh, AW product category, right? Anything else? That's it. Confirm that headers have been promoted and that detected data types are correct. So what we will do is we will quickly check, okay, this is numeric, this is text, and promoted headers is automatic done. We are good. We will close and apply. So this was easy. Then the second thing we will do is we will import subcategory lookup. So I will go here. But I'll highly recommend that you guys do it on your own also in your uh, Power BI so that it's easier for you guys to understand. Right now I'm doing it just to show you guys all these things and this will be needed in next lecture. So that's why I thought I will quickly show you guys questions and then do it here. Right. So this is under subcategory. I'll transform it. Promoted headers automatically. I will rename it as AW product, AW product subcategory lookup, right? That's it. And then you will quickly check format.
Miha, are you
Yeah.
in a Power BI or am I the only person? I see the not the Power BI, the paper, the notes.
You guys don't see my Power BI?
I
No.
do.
I see. Yeah.
Oh, so maybe data connection or something is internet is not that strong. Not sure because others are seeing it. Is it slow from your end?
I don't know. I didn't. I'm seeing the notes, not
Okay.
the Power BI.
Okay. Let me stop sharing and reshare. Maybe then you will be able to see. Are you able to see?
No.
Now are you able to see
Yes.
my Power BI?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Disable the data report option for both the connections. Yeah, so if you want to disable the data refresh thing, you can do it from here. What you can do is you can right click and there's option called uh, disable refresh, right? Let me, we have loaded these, right? Include in report refresh. So I don't want to include these under product refresh. So you can quickly remove all these if you want. So from the lookup table, I don't want it to uh, refresh every time because it will take space and this will not change. These are the static tables, right? So wherever there is lookup table, what we can do is we can disable refresh, right?
What exactly is that telling us?
I'll tell you. And if you click on uh, untick the report refresh, what happens is as soon as you open your like once you save your Power BI desktop, open it and go here and do refresh all, right? Refresh preview, refresh all. What happens is uh, if it is connected to, let's say, right now we are using a fixed data set, right? But let's say it's connected to your SQL server or some folder in which you keep on changing your data, and every time you and every day that data is getting changed, right? And you want to see the updated data over here, right? In that case, what you will do is if you click on refresh preview and hit refresh all these tables will start refreshing and it will pull the latest data set that is available in your backend, right? Since this is static data set, in this case it's not it will not work. But if it's not static and if it's connected to some folder or some database, and then you hit on refresh preview and refresh all the tables will start refreshing and it will pull up the new data, right? The latest data, the updated ones. So what happens is why in the question they have asked to disable the report refresh option for both the connection means the category and subcategory that we have pulled here, because since these are the lookup table, right? Which means that this is something we have categorized as, okay, category key 1 is related to bike, 2 is component, 3 is clothing, 4 is accessories. Or in product lookup we know that, okay, product 214 subcategory 31 is this particular product, right? So all the lookup tables, these will not change that frequently, right? These values will remain same. Only change that will happen in the sales table. Why? Because in sales table we have quantity sold, right? Which means like how many quantities are sold. This is everyday data, transactional level data. So that's why this will change frequently. Hence, if you see, we will keep this in the report refresh, but wherever we have lookup table, we will disable it by disabling like untick it, which means like even if you hit on refresh all, right? What will happen? These tables will not refresh and only sales table will refresh, which will be quicker. In this case, since the data set is very less for us, 1,000 or 1,500 or so, so it will refresh, like all the tables will refresh quickly. But in actual, when you work, it's like million of rows or n number of rows, right? So in that case, it takes a lot of time. So we avoid unnecessary refresh of the tables, and whichever is needed, we will keep that only for the refresh purpose, right?
Mhm.
How did you disable the refresh? Can you?
So that's what I told you, right? Select any of the table, right click, and then there is something called include in report refresh. So if you click on it, what will happen? It will be ticked. That means every time you hit on refresh, it will refresh this table also. And if you don't want this table to get refreshed, just select this and it will get unticked, which means it will not be used in the report refresh.
Okay. Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
So that was the first question. Then second question is make the following modification to the AW product lookup query. Add a calculated column that extracts all characters before the dash in the product SKU column named SKU type. Right? I don't want to do all of the questions here. What I want you to do, I'll do it on my own, but I want to discuss this with you guys once you have it in your system. So I will send these questions to you guys maybe on WhatsApp, and we'll ask Ravi to upload the data, upload the recording, and then you guys try these questions on your own because it's a very good practice. It will help you clear all your doubts, and then we will discuss it in next session or maybe next to next session whenever you guys are ready with these questions, right?
Okay.
Okay. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just received just two data sets, which is what do you call it? It's gonna be Adventure World for customer and
I will
Adventure
send
World
the
for
got it. I will send the other data sets as well, like all the 10 data sets today to you guys.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any more questions? Okay, so for tomorrow, what I will do is I will have all these questions ready in my system because I would need all these basically everything in my system to proceed further to create relationship and everything. So I will work on these questions, and in tomorrow it might happen that you might see few of the columns added or few things added over here which we have not discussed in the class because that is included in this assignment. So make sure like in 1 or 2 days or so, you guys actually do it. If that would be used in the modeling tab, I will discuss it. If that would be not used, then maybe we can discuss once you guys are done with the assignment, right? And then from tomorrow, we will discuss this relationship and modeling part. We are done with the data shaping part, the query editor part. Now we will discuss how the modeling works, what are different types of joins and all those things, one to one, one to many, right? Okay, so I think we are good with today's session. And
Okay. One question. Would you
okay.
please